All right. Good evening, everybody. This is going to be a David E. Taylor walkthrough how to file fraud against David E. Taylor. All right. Today we have Form 13909. Last time it was revised was December 2016. This is a tax-exempt organization complaint referral. Okay, you can print these off at the IRS. And it's going to be a walkthrough. Okay, and you can do this on any tax-exempt organization you think is doing some shady shit. The IRS works slow on these, so just be aware of that. You can't file just one, okay? You're going to have to file numerous, especially against some sack of shit like David. Okay, so what I do with these guys, okay, so with the 13909, name of referred organization, I put KOGGC, JMMI, and Marvels in America World Healing. It's line 1, okay? Just like that. Just like that. All right, so for the street addresses, I always put C reverse because they have so many fucking addresses now. It's like, which address do you check? But I always put the big properties, okay? I always put the really big properties. That way the IRS knows where to go and look for these assholes, because that's most likely where they're gonna be, is within one of these big properties. So on the street address, I always put C reverse for addresses. I put 4 known addresses. These are the ones that are most public, really. Okay, so he's got several different EINs. Okay, so line 1 is basically name of the referred organizations, the addresses, city, state, zip code, date of referral, which is today. Today is June 7th. So 6/7/22. Yesterday was the June 6th, 1944, so yesterday was the invasion day of Europe. Anybody knows their history? Okay, so now I just posted on the page too. There's 3 different EINs, okay? So we have, for Marvels in America, it's 850766-107. All right, and then
on tippage to purchase the residential center in St. Louis on tippage.
Joshua Media Ministries is 33117-4241. And then Kingdom of God Global Church, 811-95. Hey, 11195-992. Okay. I am concerned that I might face retribution, but that's already, they already know who I am, so I'm not really worried about that at this point. I know they're not going to do anything dumb. Okay, nature of violations. Okay, this is where we get down to the nitty gritty. Okay, this is so it goes line 1. It's got section 1, 2, 3. Okay, so section 1, name of referred organization. Section 2, organization's employee identification number. This motherfucker has 3. Okay, so I put all 3 of them. I'll let the IRS sort it out, and they always want me to put the description of the activities, and I give them all the information. The IRS should be the one to fucking sort out the activities, right? I'm doing the fucking part of reporting them. The IRS has more fucking resources than I do. Why the fuck do I need to get so down and dirty with these guys? Like, hey, here's the information. This is what we know. Here's the addresses. These are the people involved. You need to look into these people. Get your heads out of your ass, IRS, okay? Do your job. Okay, so, and it's got check boxes here. Directors, officers, persons are using income assets for personal gain. Fuck yes, they're buying all these mansions, cars, boats, what the fuck ever. Not filing their taxes. Organization is engaged in commercial for-profit business activities. Yeah, they got those trucks and shit. Like, they're trying to make money off of those. Income assets are being used to support illegal or terrorist activities. Illegal activities? Yes, I believe so. Terrorist? We don't know because he's not filing his taxes. The shit like this, when you don't file your taxes, it leads to that kind of activity. It really does. When everything goes unchecked, what does it lead to? What if I were to not file my taxes? What if I pretty much told the government to fucking get fucked?
To purchase the residential center in St. Louis on Tippage.
What would happen to me?
So, what I'm saying to you is accurate. So, your opinion is a lot.
What would happen to you? So illegal activities, yeah, because then you could say like they could. I mean, I believe that they're using the money to buy narcotics. I don't know how much, but I do believe there is some form of money being exchanged for narcotics within that cult. I don't know political campaigning, no lobbying. David would be too fucking dumb to do that. Yep, organization has refused to disclose or provide a copy of a Form 990, which is by law they have to, okay? Organization failed to report employment, income, or excise tax liability properly. Yes, they fucking have failed to report all their taxes. Organization failed to file required federal tax returns and forms. Yes. Organization engaged in deceptive or improper fundraising practices. Fuck yes. And then other. I'm gonna put. I always put this one which is.
Oh, it's a residential center.
Laundering money through real estate. And then dates, fuck. I'm gonna go 2013, I guess. No, 27. Say 2017 to the time his deposition hit, I guess. To current. Dollar amounts. Fuck, man. I'm gonna put 200 million. You never know with these places, man. You never know. I mean, David doesn't file his taxes.
Oh, it's a residential center.
So we're never gonna know.
That should be more of a liability.
Let's see. Name of persons involved. So David E. Taylor. Michelle Brannon. Put Joseph Bush. Marcia McDonald. I put Tony Bastianelli on here too, since he's involved also. Whether he's involved directly or indirectly, or he knows what he's doing or not, I don't know. I put him on here anyways because
we're leasing to buy. That's right, I said it.
Tony, David, Michelle, Joseph, LaMarcia, Ashley Ware, because she's the banker apparently, according to the deposition. Ashley Ware. Yeah, that's kind of it. So far, this is what it kind of looks like, guys. Pretty simple. All the tax ID numbers are right here. Go down and check the boxes. I always put laundering money through real estate, or I'll put in some other notes. Let's see. Organization titles. I don't ever know what that means. Organizational titles. Let's see, Ashley Ware. Who else is there that's like directly involved, pretty much? If I had Kia's last name, I'd be putting on here too, because I think she knows what's going on. I always put like the main circle. Tony, Ashley, David, Michelle, Joseph, and LaMarcia. Okay. So now with the addresses, we'll get onto those now, since we all know what they are. So we got. So we know he's got 18205 Hager Lane. Which is in Chesterfield, Missouri. $63005. Okay. Then we got.
Don't call him David.
Let's see here. We got the other one that he fucking slid under our noses that we just found out about, that sack of shit. That was a good one, David. You hid that. You kept that one hidden, man. That was a good one. That was a good one, dude. This one is 17-329 Hidden Valley Drive. This is the one that's just a complete shithole, really. I figured, you know, it doesn't surprise me that David bought a shithole fucking place like this. He just bought it just so he could have some sort of status, like people would think he's important. Cause he's like, oh, I bought a rap star house. No, dumbass, you just bought a money pit, you stupid ass. Now you're gonna beg your fucking donors to try and help fix it up, or you're gonna put them to work doing all the fucking backbreaking labor to get it up to par. That's something a real piece of shit would do. I could see that David doing a forced labor cult right there in the backyard of that place. Like, nope, I'm not going to pay anybody to do it. I'm going to have all my fucking little labor cult minions do it. I got 15400 temp page. I pretty much know all these by heart, all these addresses. I really know what I'm fucking looking at just to make sure I have everything right. 15400 temp page. I wonder if you could just type in the residential center. Chesterfield, 10-page drive. That's also Chesterfield. Missouri, 63017. Let's see if I'm going to type in the residential center. See what comes up. Didn't come up as David. Okay. So we have the one down in Lutz that they bought also. 706 Guasando de Avila. That's in Tampa, Florida. I could also see them. I mean, that one's already nice and shit. It's nice. That's a nice house. So this one, their fucking big ballin' mansion, 8.3 million. Fucking piece of shit, dude. Anybody who donated money, this is where your money's going. Look, see? Anybody who donated, you're not going to be able to live here in this mansion if David's promised you, okay? I guarantee you're not going to go live here. Well, you guys, nobody's going to go live in this mansion. Look at this place. I mean, it's fucking beast. Look at it. David thinks he's fucking royalty. But he's not. In the end, I mean, he had to pull money to help buy the mansion from a shady fucking firm anyway. So, I mean, it's not going to probably end well for him. So, here we go. This is address number 4. All these fucking mansions, man. Guasando de Avila. That's in Tampa, Florida. Let's see, 33613. Okay, I just got a comment. Okay, and I'm not a fan of Taylor's claims and dishonesty, but having multiple registered tax entities is not unusual for large businesses. That alone is not evidence of wrongdoing. Okay, well, when you're a church claiming to be like a fucking drug rehab and shit, yeah, and a business, when did church become a fucking business, Steve Chisholm? Answer me that, dude. When did church become a full-fledged business? I mean, It's actually it's very uncommon for one organization to have multiple fucking filings. Steve, I talked to a pastor. I know a pastor out in California. I asked him the same question. How many times has he changed the name of the church? He said 0 times. This is supposed to be a church and there's so much fucking transparency with this guy. Why is he changing his name so many times trying to hide all his fucking shit? Answer me that, dude. Answer me that. That's what I'm curious about. If he's so transparent, why all the shady shit, huh? Why all the shady shit if he's so transparent? And once again, when did church become a business? I didn't know church was a business. I mean, we know it. I mean, it is. It is. Ultimately, it is. But what year did it become a business? You know, answer me that. That's one question that I have. Is when did it become a business? What year did that all change? This is why I get pissed at this, because they're fucking laundering money through real estate. There's 5 big properties here that they've all paid for. All right? Big properties. Tell me they're not fucking pushing money through real estate? Dude, Steve, when you don't file your taxes, dude, as far as I'm concerned, they're laundering money, dude. That's how I feel about it. I mean, watch the deposition. I mean, it's my opinion, man. Think of it how you want, but I'm calling it like I see it, man. I find it very shady that he's got several different names. Also, I find it very shady that he's got names where he doesn't even live anymore, like names registered to a house he doesn't even live at anymore. I'm also calling out his fucking lawyers, too, as a fucking scam, too. I'm pulling their card as bullshit. They sent me that cease and desist, and I know people say I talk about that a lot here, but it just shows that because you have money, you can do that kind of shit. And no, you can't, because you have money, do that kind of shit, because that's fucking corrupt. That's fucking corrupt. To hire a fucking law firm to try and silence a tax-paying citizen, like, David will not go to bat with me because of this. I guarantee it, David, you will not fucking sue me, dude, okay? I 100% guarantee it, because you will not go to court with me over fucking what I'm saying about your taxes and shit, David, because you will have to provide your taxes at that point. You will. I know you will, because if you haven't provided them to the public as you're supposed to, that's an issue. Which is why I do this. I urge everybody else to. I urge everybody else to do it too. They're laundering your money. I mean, when David takes from these people and doesn't do... Look at all the mansions he's buying. I mean, he's buying up all these properties, saying he's going to start this school. Like, one of the interviews that's come out recently said he had a fucking drug rehab. Get the fuck out of here. Okay? That's some fucking bullshit. There's no way David's going to have a drug rehab at any of these fucking mansions. Nobody's going to go live there with them. There's very shady shit going on here, guys, which is why I pull these out, okay? This is why I fill these out. Nobody else is doing it. I do it because no one else is. Also, search. Okay, that's on that one. I probably won't go through the second one I've done that other one with you guys. I'll just go over this one briefly with you guys. This one's the 3949. It's kind of the same thing. I send out 2. I send out 2 kinds of referrals. I send one for the whole organization, right, with all the different tax numbers. I do the same with this one. This one's just kind of pre-filled a little bit more in detail. I'll do kind of the same thing, but with this one, it gives like certain tax years, all the boxes. These ones are actually pre-filled for you guys. So, same thing. I mean, pretty much it's all the same. Do tax year 2018, 19, 20, 21. And on the 3949, right here. See this? Tax year. You're going to put, so it's already pre-filled 2017, 18, 19, 20. I mean, I know they're not going to have anything filed recently because they don't really have to technically because they fucking jumped around names and they're just using tax law and all this other bullshit and these lawyers to fucking dodge their fucking taxes, which is why Winters and King is a fucking sack of shit law firm that represents the most fucking corrupt pieces of shit walking the planet. I mean, it just proves, like David hiring that law firm just proves how much of a piece of shit he is and how much of a piece of shit these guys are. It's funny that like I actually called the law firm asking them like, hey, they're like, oh, you just better retain an attorney and quit calling here. You're harassing me. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Send me a fucking cease and desist. I need to speak to somebody. Like, oh, you just need to retain a lawyer and this and that. I'm going to call my client. And I was like, you know what you tell your client? Tell him to fucking eat a piece of shit and that he could fucking go ahead and take me to court. Because I was like, you know what he's not going to do? He's not going to take me through a system of discovery with his fucking corrupt organization. There's no way. There's no way he's going to do that. Because I'm a taxpayer, David. I'm a fucking taxpayer, dude. There's no way you'll take me to court and win, dude. You can't. Dude, honestly, David, dude, if you took me to court, they would probably find out and you'd be fucking tied up in a fucking federal RICO case. You know, and if you don't know what RICO is, RICO, look up the acronym. Okay, I recommend you go ahead and look it up because that's what you could possibly be facing, David, is a fucking RICO court. And RICO court doesn't fuck around. You know what RICO does, right, David? They deal with money laundering, fucking big white collar crimes. It's the court that took down the mob, okay? It's the court that took down the mob. You're not going to win against RICO if you go up against them. That's what you could possibly be looking at, David. I'm not fucking dumb. I've done the research into big money laundering crimes, dude, and they don't end well, man. When you get caught, dude, it's going to end real bad for you. It's not going to go well for you, dude. I guarantee it. When white collar crimes are fucking caught, like you pay heavily, only like what people get back is pennies on the dollar basically for all the shit that you fucking bought. But you go to jail, dude. You do time. And what made this really awesome too recently is we have the name of the finance company where David got the loan for his mansion. Was really bitching. The lady that wrote the story about David buying the house in Lutz or down there in Florida found out like who financed the deal and put it out there. This was big. This little piece of information, Crosby Capital USA, okay? Put him on the map. You have to actually sign an NDA to fucking even get a call or anything from this guy. So it's 1688 Meridian Avenue. Sixth floor. And this asshole's already actually tied up in some fucking RICO cases, or he's been associated with some RICO cases. I got to look more into the court cases and have them like, you know, dissected, but Yanel Devico is no stranger to fucking RICO cases. Definitely. He's done some shady shit with his business. City's Miami Beach, Florida. $33139. Also, Steve Chisholm, what church has to go through a fucking loan shark actually to get a loan, dude? Answer me that, bro. What church needs to go through a loan shark to get a fucking loan? I'm telling Steve, we've done the research on this, man. We've done the research on this guy. What they're doing, dude, is not good. It's not good. Church is not a business either, man. I mean, it is, but it shouldn't be. And there also something we talk about here is there is no separation of church and state in America. Let's be clear on that. We said, oh, there's separation of church state. Actually, no, there's not. There's absolutely no separation of church and state anymore. That's why we're here doing this. I mean, that's why I'm here doing this, is filing these fucking fraud reports, is because there's no separation of church and state anymore. And these assholes just think they could fucking get away with everything now, and it's fucking bullshit. People are starting to wake up and open their fucking eyes about what people should be held accountable to. And I believe any of these assholes, not just David, I think Kenneth Copeland, Jesse Duplantis, those fucking pieces of shit too. Those guys need to be held just as accountable, if not more. I mean, these guys got rich through the pandemic, which is absolutely fucking disgusting. I mean, David said he brought in billions through the pandemic in one of his videos, so, you know, 21, I'm going to say, fuck, no, I'll just put 12 million. Yes. Are book records available? Yes. Do you consider taxpayer dangerous? Yes. Banks, financial institutions? Yes. So again, I put all the information on here, man. I'm tired of seeing people get away with fucking murder and shit like that, and we're sitting here fucking, you know, I gotta pay my taxes on the dot every year and all that shit, man, with my business, everything. These guys just are fucking saying fuck you to everybody, not just me, you as well, by doing these kind of crimes, thinking they're not accountable to the system like everybody else. But nope, bullshit, not anymore. This is going to go on, and people are going to realize that they have a voice in this, and that we can hold our officials accountable. I'm sure the IRS is probably getting tired of fucking seeing these from me. I hope they are. I hope they are getting tired of it. I hope they are getting tired of it and saying, fuck, we need to just go ahead and fucking call this guy and tell him to stop. But you know what I'm going to keep doing if they do? I'm going to go ahead and fucking keep sending more reports to him. Okay, coming up on 27 minutes. I think that could probably be good. I'm just going to go ahead and add a couple more things to these reports and then get them in an envelope. So this is all it takes, is envelope, a couple stamps, and these go to different places. One goes to Utah, and then one goes to Dallas. These two go to Utah, and then the 13909 goes to 13909 goes to Dallas, and then the 3949s go to Ogden, Utah, which I'm guessing that's where the IRS's main office is. I don't know. But you guys, thanks for being here. Always, please fill these out. Fill these out. Because there's definitely something wrong with all these different names. 100%. And the fact that Winners and King is getting involved with this is even fucking shadier. And yeah, I am. Some people might say I go on that a lot. That's part of my content. But this just proves, guys, this proves, right, what these people are willing to do to try to silence the truth, right? Why would David get a law firm to send me a cease and desist to try and shut me up? Yeah, right. Think it's going to work? No, it's fucking hanging on my wall. At first, I was a little scared that I got that. But I'm like, dude, these guys are just trying to fucking scare me. And they can't. And that's what happens when the truth starts coming out with these cults and with David's fucking lies. Is they're going to get somebody to try and pump fear into me, to try and get me to take my channel down, my videos down, everything. They're going to try to scare me, and that's part of their tactic. But I'm not going to be fucking brushed aside by these assholes. There's no way. I'm not going to let it happen. There's a couple other channel members that I'm getting real tight with and working on a couple other things, and we agree on the same thing. It's bullshit that the system has been allowed to go on so long with letting just people with the money get away with shit like they want. Let's just say the powerful. It's because not all rich people are assholes, right? I'm just saying powerful people, rich, powerful, like, you know, the corrupt. Like, the corruption is there. The corruption is here right now, right in front of us. And if we don't do anything about it or say anything about it, it's going to carry on into the future, and then eventually our government's just going to collapse. We won't be around for it. If any of you guys got kids or grandkids out there, think about them. I got nieces and nephews. I think about them. I think about what will happen to them when it happens, and I'm not here to see it. I was thinking about that the other day. I'm not going to suffer for what we've done. My nieces and nephews will. Your grandkids will. And that's the shitty thing to think about in this, is everything that's led up to where we're at is basically because of nobody being held accountable.